Okay, lists. Big topic ahead. So, what exactly is a list? A list is actually a sequence consisting of elements separated by comma and enclosed by square brackets. You can have any data type as an element of a list, strings, numbers, or even other lists, and any number of elements within that list. Similar to strings, which can also be regarded as sequences of characters, lists are indexed, meaning each element has a position in the list starting from 0. You can also use the len function to see the number of elements in the list, and slices to extract only a portion of that list. As opposed to strings, lists are mutable, meaning that you can modify a list by adding or removing elements. And we will see and use that a lot throughout this course. Now let's create our first list. We will name it list1. So list1, and will be initially empty. So list1 equals just the square brackets. Let's see it. Okay, so to have an empty list, you just have to type the square brackets and that's it. To check that this list is indeed a list, let's use the old type method on list1. So, type of list1. Okay, good. Now let's add some elements to our list. So list1 equals Cisco, Juniper, Avaya. Let's also add some numbers, 10, 10.5, minus 11. Okay, that should be it. So here we have a list with some networking vendors and some numbers just to show that we can add any data type to a list. So let's see list1 again. Okay, now let's remember the len function from the string section and use it on our list. So len of list1. Okay, so our list has 6 elements, which is correct. Now let's see how can we access elements inside the list. Well, the same as we did with characters in a string, using indexes. So list1 of 0 will return the first element in the list. List1 of 1 will return the second element of the list. What about list1 of minus 1? Of course, we'll return the last element in the list, which is minus 11. What about list1 of minus 2? 10.5. Okay, this is correct. As with strings, if we enter an invalid index, we will get an index error, stating that the list index is out of range. So let's see that. List1 of 100. Okay, so we have an index error and list index out of range. To check that lists are indeed mutable, let's try to replace an element in the list. So we still have list1. Let's see list1 of 2. We return Avaya. Okay. Now let's replace this element with another vendor, let's say HP. So we just have to use the equal sign to modify this. So list1 of 2 equals HP. Now let's check list1 again. Okay, so this is how you can update a list. Okay, now as a short review, the first element of the list has the index 0, always, and the last element of the list has the index minus 1. Also, remember that lists are mutable, and I hope this is clear and we can move on to list methods.